dropped down to 81 last year. Yardage-wise, he dropped to under 1,000 yards last year, 840 less than his high with the Dolphins. Also closed the year basically saying he needed to leave the team. He didn't like it there anymore.
I'm out. Which is direct quote.
Yeah. So here he is at camp.
I feel like I really haven't been given the best version of me, of Tyreek, my whole entire career. You know what I'm saying? I've always been trying to be here, be there, but me being able to like slow down a little bit, train, and bust my tail for myself and then also for this community and this team, I feel like it'll be worth it.
Okay, that's great. Meanwhile, Cameron Wolfe quoted Tua as saying, when you say something like that, this is the reference of Tyreek's quote went to close the season, you don't just come back with, my bad. You got to work that relationship up, and he is working on himself. We've got Dan Lanning coming up in about 5 minutes, so we're going to make this a short conversation, but your reaction to this?
I think you guys are not going to like my response to this, but I did not like that level of honesty from Tua. I think
really?
That needs to be private. I think that, Tyreek has been unfair to Tua. I agree.
Okay.
Like, you know what I mean? I'm not defending how Tyreek has, Tyreek has been too bipolar on Tua. It's most accurate quarterback, best quarterback I've ever had. Or like, I don't even think I can stay here anymore. And Tyreek was bad and immature for that. It is what it is when your superstar receiver is a pain in the ass.
Okay.
I don't need at the start of training camp Tua signaling to everyone, yeah, that did bother me. He has work to do, and it's a work in progress. I just think publicly it either needs to be, that's between Tyreek and I or whatever, or, sorry, lie. No, we're all good. You know what I mean? Yeah, Tyreek's an emotional guy. Even if you've told Tyreek, I'm going to cover for you here, we're not all good, buddy. And so I just...
Yeah, that was like the Josh Allen-Stephon thing, but you can see through that.
Well, maybe, but it's still better than in my... like I said, I thought you guys might not like it. I need... Because I think the Dolphins have a sneaky chance of a bounce-back year, but it has to start with Tyreek and Tua being awesome together. So, again, it's Tyreek's fault, but I thought Tua could have put it out a bit instead of, to me, it inflamed it a bit with honesty.
I tend to agree with you that Tua could have been like, look, it was after the season. We didn't make the playoffs. He's emotional. We get it. We've moved on. I agree with that. And Tyreek did. Now, granted, he's the one that was wrong, but he came out and said, I need to be a better leader. What that tells me, though, I think in the locker room, other players may be, like it may be just most of the locker room is like upset with Tyreek.
I think you're right.
And Tua felt like, I got to step out here as the leader of the team. So if he was speaking just for himself, I totally agree with you. If he's speaking for the whole team or most of them, then I think he did the right thing because you got to step out as a leader.
Dan Lanning standing by. We're going to take a quick break and talk about Oregon football and whether or not he knows Nick next.
He better.
Zepbound means change,